Okay, moving right along, we have Kurt Busch joining us. He drives the number 2 Miller Lite Vortex Dodge for Penske Racing. He's currently 5th in points. He's won here twice. And Kurt, I know you got to feel good about coming into Pocono at a racetrack where you have been to victory lane before, and at this time of the year where getting those wins is ultra important.
Yeah, it sure is. To come to a racetrack that you've won on, it always gets you pumped up and gets you amped up for the weekend. And we didn't have the best of races here a month ago, and so we're looking to rebound and really put together a good, strong effort that could give us a shot at a win, or just to rebound and make sure that we were just off that one race before because we had one or two things wrong in the chassis setup. But overall, I feel like our Miller Lite Dodge has been competitive, and the practice speeds were decent for us today. Just didn't quite get that perfect qualifying run on the last run. We were on the tight side. So we'll loosen the car up and give her a good run in qualifying. Most importantly, tomorrow morning's practices. Those were always the key moments of the weekend to try to really get the car dialed in for the longer run. And hopefully everything goes good for us. It seems like when we can catch a good break, we can really do some good things, and that's what we're looking for from this weekend.
Questions now for Kurt Busch. If you have one, raise your hand, and he'll take it. Who's got a question? Right here, Mike Mulhern, right here on the front row. Excuse me.
Mike Mulhern.net. Tony Stewart seemed, I guess the bottom line is, in all the controversy over the $50,000 fine or whatever's going on there and secret policies and all that sort of stuff, what role should the media play in this? Should we just kind of take everybody's word at it, or should we say, hey, I don't know if I can trust anybody in the sport anymore, or should we be neutral? Should we be pushing the sport or promoting the sport? What role do the people in this room play in that particular controversy in your eyes?
Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinions, and those are important. We don't need to necessarily focus on the empty grandstands that we see and write about it. We need to worry about what racing action's going on out on the racetrack. What's going on behind the scenes as far as who got fined for saying what. It's like anything in any sport. If you're going to criticize the officials, the officials are going to swipe back with some cash. So it's just all fun and games, really. I mean, it has to be reported, but yet really the biggest issue is what goes on track, and that's what we really need to stay focused on.
Next question for Kurt. Who's got it? Anybody? Pete's got one right there. Go ahead, Pete.
Pete Schnetz, Philadelphia Inquirer. We have 6 races left of the chase. Just trying to find out what your mindset is. Where are you guys at this point in the season?
We feel comfortable with the points gap that we have on 13th place. And so really where we are on the Miller Lite team, we just go for wins. We got to bring those bonus points with us into the chase. And the thing to do, though, is focus on, what have we been doing lately this past month for setup, and are they going to work at the tracks that are in the chase? And so those are the important things, getting wins, and again, staying focused on finding new ideas that will help propel us to a strong chase.
Other questions? Right here, Mike has another one.
The meeting over at Hendricks the other day, your boss is one of the biggest guys in the sport. Obviously, he's a businessman, highly successful. What was your take on the meetings and what needs to be done to improve racing or make racing cheaper? Well, I'm sure you had a chance to at least talk to Roger or say something about that or find out something that's going on.
I haven't actually. I didn't know that there was some of those meetings going on. Roger just said that they were coming up. I didn't know that it happened this week. So there's always the core focus on what we can do as a group to race at a competitive level like we are, but also do it a bit more cheaper. Whether it's engine-related items, whether it's the process of building cars. The new front end next year will definitely be a positive step in my mind. And what we saw with the nationwide cars at Daytona is the direction that we need to head to create more of that brand identity that we want to see with our race cars. So those steps that that they're taking, NASCAR is always there to make sure that there's better action on the racetrack as well as a cheaper budget for some of the teams.
Anybody else? Pete has another question right there, please.
I just wanted to follow up on your comment about the nationwide cars. Would you like to see that translated over into the Cup Series?
Absolutely. Yes, I think that the way that those cars look, the way that they catch your eye, and you know that one's a Chevrolet, or you know that Dodge Challenger looks pretty cool. You know, that's the branding that we need to see back out on the racetrack. With the way these cars look and run right now, we can really do anything. We can do just the smallest thing to make them look better, and I think that's the direction we should head.
Question right there. Go ahead, sir.
Dave Smith from T102. Kurt, are you expecting to be in the number 2 car next season?
I signed a multi-year deal to drive the number 22 Shell Pennzoil car for 2011 and beyond. So I'll still be with Penske Racing, yes, but I'll be in the number 22 car. Basically, we're just changing our shirts and we're changing the car number. It still will be all the 2 crew guys. Steve Addington's going to lead my group on the 22 next year.
Go ahead, Scott.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times. Kurt, just want to jog your memory a little bit if you would look back. The race that you had a number of years ago with Ricky Craven, the close finish. Could you just talk a little bit about some of the things, you know, maybe how many times maybe you look back on that, what your recollections are of that a little bit?
Yeah, that was an amazing race at Darlington, 2003. With the way that racetrack raced then with the old asphalt, tire management was of utmost importance. We usually don't hear that statement a lot anymore with tires. It's because, you know, the tires last so long that you don't have the high wear that you have at Darlington. And so that last run, I squirted out into the lead. I got a 3-wide pass done on Jeff Gordon and Elliott Sadler. And maybe I ran my pace a bit too hard early on because Ricky Craven was just chewing our time up at the end. Just almost a half a second a lap he was catching us. You know, but catching somebody at Darlington's one thing and passing them's another. And we put up a great fight, a great battle between 2 guys that really respected each other. We both ran each other as hard as we could, shoved each other into the wall, hit each other in the front bumper, rear bumper, in the door, you name it. But there was never that intention of wrecking the other guy, something that you know, we see from some guy in our garage area right now that you don't really want to race with him because he'll just turn right on you. You know, that day with Craven, it was an amazing race that I felt like, hey, I'm going to win this bad boy, and Craven's going to have to really do something special to get by us. And he was thinking the same thing. He's going to win this race, and Kurt's really going to have to do something special to hold him off. So just a great seesaw battle that went on for the last 5 laps of an epic race. And then just to lose it by 0.02 of a second. The more times I tell the story, maybe one day I'll win it when I'm done telling the story. But no, just a great guy, a great battle, and 2 guys, you know, shook each other's hands afterwards. I'm like, hey, that was all I had.
Anything else for Kurt? Kurt, as always, we appreciate and enjoy you coming in here, and good luck this weekend with the Miller Lite Vortex Dodge.
Great, thank you.